This course is designed to allow you to explore problem solving in the application of standard models in an information assurance to real-world issues in risk management and information security. You'll learn how to apply security best practices by examining cases specifically designed to illustrate common problems and issues in computer security and governance. By the end of the course, you should have a working understanding of controls and how they are applied to operational information security program. You'll be able to edit and draft new information security policy, which reflects both the security needs of the organization and positions the organization so that actual risk actually matches expected risk. That concept bears additional explanation here, as it's one of the most misunderstood areas of all of information assurance, and will become a common theme in this class. There are no absolutes in information security. You'll never make anything perfectly secure, and that should not be your goal in the first place. Some of you are thinking, if I turn the computer off and disconnect it from the network, I've made it perfectly secure. What is this guy talking about? For one thing, the theft of the actual computer is commonplace and doesn't just get a little bit of information, it gets all of the information. It is not possible without the actual destruction of information to make it perfectly secure. And that shouldn't be your goal. For another idea in this area, and this is a critical concept, your goal is not to create perfectly secure networks. Your goal is to create a system or network which is exactly as secure as the organization requires. For example, if you, through your work and diligence, create a system which is actually more secure than the organization requires, you've spent too much. It may be in the form of your time or actual cash, but is more likely in the form of lost opportunities to the organization due to controls which are overly intrusive or onerous. In the end, you've done the organization a disservice by going too far. The problem with this failure mode is it doesn't look immediately like failure to you. Your focus is security and things are kept secure. Unfortunately, the negative impacts of the organization are hidden and often come in the form of a lack of competitiveness in the marketplace or being slow to meet new opportunities. The information security failure mode which makes the news is when your work falls short of making the organization as secure as it should be. In this case, it's often obvious since the failure may involve the police, the press, or just a resume building experience for all of the security team. While we have a natural aversion to being featured in the news as another bad example of security gone wrong, what we have to strive for is a balance between the two extremes. This balance, the careful management of technology, perceived risk, and actual risk, in an ever-changing threat landscape is perhaps the central theme for our class. We'll talk about how to avoid these two failure modes while dealing with management, public perception, media, hype, politics, and natural disasters. To get us there, this class is presented as a series of case studies, each of which illustrate a common problem encountered by information security professionals, and discussion of some of the approaches to these problems. Each week's lecture will present a new case along with enough contextual information for you to formulate your own response and analysis for forum discussion. The following week, a new case will be presented and I will discuss my own solutions and an analysis of the previous week's case. In order to have a useful scaffold to hang our cases on and to build and not spend time each week describing a new company, the first week's material will include a description of our fictional company and its fictional characteristics. You'll be presented with your staff, management, and basic infrastructure in as much detail as you'll need to analyze the upcoming cases. We have some fun with the company, the staff profiles, and general construction of the cases to keep things interesting, but the basis for the cases themselves comes straight from consulting practice and the news. Each week, you should expect 4 things. Background on an information security topic with relevance to an upcoming case, including potential models which might be used in addressing the case, readings, which might help your analysis and other resources you might use. A new case describing a specific fictional situation for a fictional company that they find a situation they find themselves in, and a request for your input, analysis, or solution. You'll have until next week to think about it. Discussion of potential solutions and some analysis of the previous week's case. This will include both my own observations regarding case and potential solutions and selections from class discussions online, as well as questions and quizzes to reinforce main points of each lecture and case specifics. Thank you, and welcome to the class.